Take it all or nothing, my love is do or die. Winning world goes round and I rest out. Alright, I'm back. Let me grab this. Let me grab my vault thing. It's not. Here it is. Scooch this bit. Bring this here. And we'll bring this to 85. No, I want 70. Much better. Alright. That's the wrong thing. We don't want Operation Brazier yet. This is part 2 of me explaining all my stuff here. My Mercer stuff that is up for grabsies if anyone wants to do it. I left off on Scratch Revelations, I think. I think so. I also did uninvited stuff. I did a lot of uninvited stuff. Adding on to that, for uninvited, I have 2 more documents. One labeled on the old computer, uninvited stuff, really sloppy breakdown of the concept. I don't know that I'm going to share that. Let me check my notes with the other people again, see what it was. Okay, so yeah, I might drop those. I'll do a final run by what the procedure is with the story mode. And then DLC trailers, intros with moves, I really liked that, so I will also be dropping that. Yeah. Join the... Actually, I'll probably put that in a Scratch discussion post. Yeah, that way you guys can grab all of that. Hopefully, Nesty doesn't completely ban me. Scratch evolution/revelations series.pdf public pitch panel. Okay, that a lot of that got sent to here in Operation Brazier, so we will forego that for the time being. All of NoOne's. Okay, I know where that is. Let me see if I should have copied it down somewhere. Let me search the threads. Where's my... Oh, that's what series was. Okay, that's what series was. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what series was. Okay, forego that then. We already covered it. Series outlines. Let's look at that. I think I have that. Yeah, here we go. Let's skip over unnatural because I really like unnatural. I might do that. Okay, here we go. That there. Close you. Okay, let's grab you. We'll do preview. Okay, preview. All right, that's... I need music while I explain all the stuff I'm doing. Okay. Some like conspiratorial music. Okay, I've got conspiracy music on Spotify here. So, let's start off out of the loop. Time travel. Done improperly can lead to spatial and temporal paradoxes, time loops. So when time travel, they failed to do what they were going to do. I think this was, when was this? Let's go to the vault. Series outlines. This was January of 2024. Yeah. So, subject to change for sure. Sucking them into an infinite loop where it won't correct itself until a certain outcome is reached. Now they must discover who they are and what they have come here to do. Whether they will fulfill their mission is another matter entirely. Normal life, kind of time loop, they're enjoying it sort of, but trying to remember who they were. They learn who they are and what their mission was, why they're caught in this loop. They learn and eventually keep trying to perform the mission. They fail each time until they finally do it right. They succeed, but the loop doesn't end. They try and again. Maybe they weren't supposed to get caught that one time. Maybe their exit wasn't as clean as it was supposed to be. So this is like an assassination or a kidnapping mission. It's like a temporal sting here. Again, the loop ends and begins. He isn't the only one. It was a temporal sting, an entire covert team sent throughout different parts of time to influence key moments, all caught in time loops, except maybe one who goes to help the others, helps them remember who they are. Maybe differing ideas then, they don't want to finish their missions, they fight, I don't know. So, that was kind of like they're stuck in a time loop and they're breaking out of it, I think, and they're going off and finding other people caught in these sort of time loops. An undercover, a Calypso ST spy war. An idea I had, but nicely sort of summarized by Tumblr. Okay. A superhero story where the villain and the superhero are roommates and they keep making excuses to each other about why they stitch each other up after battles, but neither has any idea that the other is their nemesis. They keep on having to lie to each other why they are covered in scratch and bruises. Plot twist, they're also attracted to each other / dating. Another plot twist, they fully know about each other, but think the other doesn't know what they know, so they spend the whole time thinking, don't give it away, don't say anything, don't let it slip. This was an idea I considered, but I think I went another way with it, which I'll show you in Operation Brazier. What was it? Project Brazier? I don't remember. What was it? Operation Brazier. Okay. Scratch Evolution shows up again. AI Sentinel program plays an intricate game, manipulating all Scratch's heroes and villains to tear each other apart in the quest to find the strongest ones and use them so that it may protect Scratch from itself and by itself. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. I think at one point I considered this happening in the aftermath of alteration, but I'm not so sure. I don't know. We'll see what the team cooks up. The strongest and smartest Scratchers, the one that responds to change, the one that sees the strongest and smartest and adapts itself to become them, to defeat them, so that it can put down and destroy any change in the future. I'm not sure what this is. We'll leave that alone. So, Book of Lukov, and then this is some Cataclysm notes. Yeah. Alright. So that's that. Crunch time, soon, and uninvited controls. Let's check those out. Crunch time soon. This is all just notes for Unnatural and Cataclysm. And Book of Lukov. So, and then what else? Crunch time and uninvited controls. I will drop that with the other thing because I was writing all my notes. Yeah, this is like notes I made during while I was making the engine and the menu UI, just a bunch of different stuff. So you can look through this if you want. Yeah. What else is there? M, it's uninvited stuff. What is M? Yeah, this is again just uninvited stuff. So you can look through this if you want. There's some stuff at the bottom. Try to ignore that. The series PDF. I already went through that. It shows up multiple different times, it looks like. Unnatural starts solidifying. I'll forego that because I want to keep working on that. Maybe I'll share some elements as time goes on. Actually, maybe I'll give like a basic synopsis. Natural is basically like, I think at this point it's an AU status where kind of like you're exploring an island that had like a bunch of freaky experiments. An island or maybe some other location. I don't know. I'm still working at the details with the team. There are a lot of interesting locales it could happen. Like the facility from Scratchland is definitely an option. Or an island, the island from the island. Hold on. I don't even have Instagram, bro. The hell? Phone's glitching. One second, I'm reading some stuff. Yeah. Casual robot name drop. Alright. What else is there? Now, okay. Really big one. Operation Brazier. So this is a bunch of public pitch panel stuff. This is some lost media stuff. So I think this is all really cool. And definitely if you want to scoop these up, I am not opposed to it. I will cheer you all along the way. I would cheer you all along the way because I think these are pretty cool. If you want to put your own spin on it and do your own thing with these like elements, or just like completely ignore this, but like, oh, the basic bare bones idea of space mission Scratch, that's cool. I really like fan stuff. I really like alternate universe stuff. I like anything you guys make, the whole community. Like, if it's immersive or tied in any way, I eat that stuff up. I love that. So, let's go through one by one, or I could read this page here. One man's trash is another man's treasure, is a third man's raw materials for the Planet Buster earthquake machine. Ponder that while I grab a soda. How's your day going? Okay. This is still in my pocket. It's not good. Bum ba-dum ba-dum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Whoa. Soda tab snapped in half. A little metal tab that opens the thing, snapped right in half. What can I say? I like cool things. I like interesting stories. I like character arcs and watching their developments over periods of time. I like seeing interwoven webs of stories within worlds, seeing how everything all ties together. I like cool things. That's why it makes me sad when I see a story with such a cool concept go to waste, either through burnout, procrastination, or the creator moving on to other projects, or even worse, the real world. I live for this type of thing, to take the dead and dying and to breathe life back into them, to bring these projects to their full potential, hence this project's name, Brazier. A character by True Blue Production. Yeah, you guys can't even see that. Okay. Yeah. A character by True Blue Production who constantly raises their partner Cypherus from beyond the grave whenever they meet an untimely demise, and their phoenix himself, symbolic of rebirth and resurrection. It also means a portable heater or barbecue because we are cooking. Okay, clearly this was made in early years. As you're all aware, oh wait, it also means a worker in brass because we are working to mold these projects so they can truly shine in the end. Clearly, trying to stretch the definition there. As you're all aware, I have a habit for resuscitation of others' older projects, typically at the expense of my own. With the revitalization of Cataclysm, this is supposed to say Cataclysm. This was during a prank when I didn't want to leak too much stuff, but Cataclysm's out in the open now. This offers us an infinite gateways to bring back previously canceled projects that never got to showcase their glory. Defense lawyers for alt-right activists can be given backstories and new cases in Under Oath. The Pioneer program offers a tie-in to a revived space mission Scratch. Avage can easily set up the time-oriented plots of Out of the Loop and Reign of Trends. Unintentionally, the project's title is exactly what it is, a catalyst. This is not true. This was part of the joke. Okay. But still, a catalyst for both old and new projects, and opportunities for us to test the waters to find more people to bring on board to head these projects and see how comfortably they'd settle into higher positions in the Immersiverse when we all make our eventual farewells. Included here are several projects for us to reconsider the potential of, as well as relevant information like a page's worth of sample screenplay to get a better feel for the tone, possible showrunners, concept art, and ideal project timelines. Some pages are further along than others, some are basic synopses, some are full outlines. So what are we waiting for? Let's go see where each of these journeys takes us. Happy trails. So I ordered these specifically, I think, ones I wanted to catch the eye of, like Space Mission Scratch being first would be like, holy moly. So that's what. There's maybe some other stuff, but. So I want to bring on Jor, Huskador for original Vision, Rock 3, Tactical Corn. Because they're part of the like original SMS crew. Jor Samhan because he has like Trooper down, so he's some of that expertise. He's going on mission though, so. Like the proposed showrunners, I put actual thought into that portion. Alex Studios because Big Vision. Magenta for the experimental portion, but also because she worked with, what's it called? The original Apocalypse Throne team. So the synopsis was the Pioneer program. It's like a spacefaring adventure thing. This is some world building lore I wanted to kind of establish, kind of like that MIT is like a planet, like an empire, like because of Immersion Part 8. It shows like websites being other planets, but MIT owns a bunch of different planets, so it's like, whatever. Do I really have to explain all of these? Because I could literally just drop this. Yeah. I have a headache. So, SMS, I think that's pretty cool. What else? Aiden and Robots. I really want to work on this. I really want to work on this. I think this is maybe one of my favorites. Like, this was here primarily as a joke, but now I'm writing Cataclysm more, and I'm, like, getting to know the characters, writing the characters out more. I'm like, I am so excited to be working on this. This is so cool. Okay. Yeah, I really like this. Killmage, probably not going to be the protagonist because he's hopefully going to play more role in Cataclysm. because he was more active during that time. I try to structure things around like the IRL timeline. For nostalgia bait, but also, yeah. Despero 2.0s, I think 42 might be working on this because this is primarily here as a joke. Yeah. This is primarily here as a joke. Like almost, like Matt Jam did the majority of this section. I can't draw horses. I should have drawn Umas, but I don't think Uma Musume was a big thing then. So, immersive verses. I think this is pretty cool. Like this is another joke thing, but I think it's kind of cool. Just kind of like you don't focus on music. Sound design, very important. It's really cool. I've grown to appreciate sound design more as the immersiverse has gone on. It's like music choices, sound effects, voice acting. I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah. I think this would be cool to kind of pay some more homage to that in a game form. It's kind of like gallivanting through like a world where you have to make your own songs. Maybe, I don't know if you have to make your own sound effects. That'd be kind of cool. Like if for an attack, you had to make like a punch sound effect. And it was like, or if you like record your own sound and then like, oh, this is your attack sound effect. And then it just plays every time you do an attack. I imagine that could be abused horrendously. I can see how that would go really, really wrong. And I don't even know if Scratch has good in-project recording software. I don't think it does. Maybe it could be like a Pokemon type thing where it breaks it down into like a really gritty bass sound and then just plays that. And it's like all screechy and bitty and it's like maybe that'd be cool, or maybe that's really dumb. I don't know. But Beats seems to like Hysteria. I don't know if he likes the concept art or the concept behind him. Like, oh, he's imprisoned, and then over time, because he's been in prison for so long, he's a WAV file now. I think that's kind of cool. And I think the design's kind of cool. Like, look at this. He's a WAV file centipede. Like, I kind of came up with that in the last few minutes. Like, this is one of the last drawings I did. Because I was like, I have no idea what to make this guy look like. And I was like, wait a second, a WAV file is kind of cool. Like, the wavelengths. And I was like, oh, what if he's like a centipede? Because he's kind of like all squiggly. I thought that was pretty cool. Uncooked, this is purely a joke. I don't think... I don't know. 42 had his own cooking show. Ask him about that. Untamed, also a joke. There's maybe some possibility for big world building, but I think Immersion did an okay enough job. This would be for like really big mega fans, don't you think, if you'd have to dedicate time to making a nature documentary for your world. That'd be kind of crazy, don't you think? Holy cow, it's Matt Jam. It's Matt Jam and Arcstar. Mix it up every now and then, a little bit tired. I'm out. What's going on? Why did my music stop? Oh, I had a headache. That's why I was getting stressed out. Fabricators, very important. You guys should replay immersion. I want to do an immersion revamp. When I remake like the levels and the cutscenes and stuff, and it's like streamlined. It's like all in one game, hopefully. It's like I'm busy cyberbullying children. I can't even. Whatever. Poisonous. Stone totem heads. Tokans. Look, it's the cave stalkers. It's them. I spent time on this drawing. More time than I should have. This was a joke. Look at the stone totems. Look at the stone totems. Unsolved. This is a joke. Under Oath. I think Under Oath is pretty cool. I really like it. I think it's really cool. I think Under Oath is really cool. I think there's definitely ways. I really, really like it. In case you couldn't tell from me rambling over here. What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. I'm having early onset dementia. Come here. And you can play around with in terms of use, community guidelines, find ways to, don't find loopholes. Do not put loopholes for community guidelines on air. That is really bad. The Scratch team will absolutely own you. So, I think this is cool. There's definitely ways to go about this I think are interesting and can tell a compelling story while also being educational on the community guidelines, especially with all the stuff that seems to have no legal repercussions on the guys on the Immersiverse. Like everybody just seems to kind of do stuff and get little to no punishment for it. I think it's cool. This is just like stuff. You can read through that. This is just like basic ideas I had. If you have, I do recommend keeping closing arguments at least. I think an alteration episode would be really good, especially for the last episode. I think that'd be really cool. And feel free to change all these though. I think. Let me look here. Damages might be really cool, especially with the Match M audiobook. It's 42. Hello. I think bail might be kind of funny. maybe Innocence. Undercover. I really like Undercover. Undercover is really cool. From the get-go, yeah, you should have watched the other stream. Ow! Finger. Yeah, it's Arkstar. Bye. Yeah, okay, so I think this is really cool. The ST and Clips are at open war, but neither is ready to risk open warfare. As last-ditch effort, both send their top spies to live among the enemy, but little do these agents realize their worst enemy is actually the one who lays next to them at home. Two spies working for opposite sides, but which will break first? Him, her, their relationship, or the world? I think I revamped the story. I think I like the idea that they know, but they're working together to take down both sides. They're taking down ST, taking down Calypso. They're both like, they're both corrupt. So I think that would be really cool. I think that's a more interesting way to go about it, but I don't know. That's up for interpretation, depending on who scoops it up. Truly a breathtaker type film. Okay, 007. Anyway, project timelines are moot. Out of the loop. Out of the loop is cool. I definitely think new gen is definitely probably new gen. I think I wanted Stasis for this because I was like, because he's like, his character evolves kind of around like worlds within worlds, meta, kind of crazy shenanigans. So I was like, I wonder how he'd kind of approach this. Lord Yogan for that, like a kind of serious edge. Also, I'm like curious to see his interpretation of it, especially because of the visuals. The visuals of his projects are like sort of what I would imagine would happen here. The timer, the great schedule by which every single event, every marker is set, which each character is meant to fulfill. Failure to fulfill your role results in a bug, an event that throws off the timing of all other events within the universe, branding the saboteur, intentional or not, as a glitch. Follow the Ministry of Order, a multiversal organization employed by the creator of the timer, as they send their loopers into the time stream to stop, reorient, and restart the code in order to get the sacred scripts back on track. There's so many Easter eggs there in that. It's craziness. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. 8 episodes, because it looks like an infinity sign on turn 90 degrees. Lead. And so I tried going for like the coding terms, bug, glitch. I also tried to fit in some movie or like play terms, theater terms, marker, a lead. So I tried my best there. And I tried to do out of for each of the episodes because I was listening to Out of Touch by Hall & Oates and I was like, let's try to do that. And I think I matched up pretty okay. Look at Savage. Savage doing everything but having a pretty consistent design throughout all his iterations. Savage is cool. Savage is always cool. I always think Savage is cool. I'm trying my best to do a looper based off of Avage, but also keeping in mind that Avage would probably be based off a looper, so that's always fun. Always a fun design challenge, huh? Alex Studios' reign of trans and Giola Bowman. After year events of Chaos Squad, yeah, because there's, well, Scratch Revolutions is canceled now, so maybe Dynamic 6 could be the end all if the team doesn't have anything else. Uh, so, yeah, the PFP trends, I thought it would be really cool. The Coming is Now, if you don't know, that's got Tronolonox. Uh, he was crazy. There's no other way to say it. He was a crazy Scratch user. I think he's back now, so hopefully he doesn't see this. But true fanatic will not stand for these cults and these fanatics. Oh, okay, well, that's an interesting sentence structure. Scratch will be saved, but only if it turns its eyes away from its false prophets and is purged of its impurities. Coming now, I think this would be really cool. It's kind of like, oh, false idols. And would tie into Scratch Revelations, maybe. So I'll see how this works out, maybe. We'll see. Christmas Carol. It's a Christmas Carol. This was also sort of a joke, but you know, if you manage to power through all of the Shaving Christmases, which I did, it was kind of rough. Definitely watch it with friends. And if you set aside a lot of free time, because it took me like a couple hours. This is a Green Thunder movie. This is just to sort of set up some other stuff. I think it's pretty cool. But it's primarily just so, I mean, if it's primarily for the R rating type thing, the mature audience type niche. It's primarily for that. It sort of sets up some other stuff, but not really. It also gives me an excuse to do Incision. Incision was cool. ZTPAOS was cool. Sad it fell through. The sample screen, but 40 pages? No, it does not. Yeah, see? Revelations. Holler Moon. What's she doing here? Okay, so this is based off of, well, if you've seen the Robot Files, you've probably seen this. It's Crimson. You guys should see Alex's design of him. It's hatred. Can't specify more. Oh, this is sort of what the thing was supposed to set up. Green Thunder movie. Yeah. Yeah, it was supposed to sort of set up Dynamic 6 a bit more. So yeah, this is a directory. I'd be dropping most of these. What else do I got? I think it's just, yeah, that was pretty much it. I could talk about Cataclysm some. Yeah, I'll talk about Cataclysm some. So basic idea of Cataclysm right now is it's supposed to set up. It's not supposed to be, it's supposed to be a bit complex, but only if you dig into it, if you think about it. But on surface level, it should be simple enough for like 8-year-olds to understand, because I want to post this on Scratch. I want to post Cataclysm on Scratch so I can just go nuts with Infamous, right? And get that TVMA rating there. But I do think sorry, I'm reading some stuff here. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, I'm talking about Cataclysm, right? Okay, so the idea behind Cataclysm is first season, hopefully we're going to set up Kata itself as an organization. It's sort of been established in the universe, but it's fully grown now, enough to, what's it called, warrant an actual threat. And while that's happening, there's also some SE setup, some forming Alpha Squadron, first and foremost. It's supposed to tie in with one of Dino Boy / Dino Teens series. I don't know if he's still doing it. It was called Powerless. It was supposed to revolve a bit around some void artifacts. So there was that. Hopefully I can tie that in more because it showed up for like one scene and was never mentioned ever again. So the idea is season 1 sets up Kata really well. It sets up the whole war aspect. And then season 2 is going to be open-ended, right? Like anyone, like I was going to be like, okay, the war's started. You guys can now all make your own little projects and be like, okay, and kind of fill in the actual war aspect, like big fight collabs that span across a bunch of remixes. You guys could do like short stories, be like, oh, here's what my LC is doing during the alt war, and then maybe we could like canonize some of them, be like, have like official episodes that reference some events, or like some of the, or like, I don't know. But basically it was just going to be this big open-ended thing. And season 3 was going to, what's it called, finally wrap it up. Or maybe it would just be the actual big canon back end of season 2. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's basically what it is going to be. So let's take a moment here and I don't know. I think the Immersiverse is about to start taking off a little bit more. That is my opinion. Because SC just got finished. And I just saw, like, Korn earlier today, he said, like, I have to leave the stream. We're starting SC production again. I'm like, dude, you just got off episode 3. Like, take a break. I was like, no, the grind is on. And Robot Nerd is really pushing them. It's like, and Chaos Squad is going really well. So it's like, as soon as episode 4 is done, Chaos Squad can drop and release, like right there. So I think we're on the uprise again. I think they're doing really well. And then Soul's counting down to something. I know what it is on the 20th, but I can't say. Immerse Files. Robot came back to Immerse Files for the SE episode, so that's pretty exciting. Gonna hopefully get Infamous out next year because I finally am like nailing down like plot points that I'm like, okay, yes, I really, really, really like this. I'm finally figuring out the systems because like before, I was just like, oh, this is good, and then I'll come back to it a year later, or like a few months later, I'll be like, no, this is not good. But now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's been a few months since my last rewrite, and I'm like, okay, just a few minor changes here, here, and here, and I think this is really good. But we will have to see. But I am really hoping I can get it out next year in time for the Unfamous anniversary. If not, my worst fear is pushing it back to Obliteration anniversary of next year, which I really don't want to do. That'd be a whole, though that would maybe be good because then I get a whole year worth of development. But yeah, I'm a chronic overthinker, guys. I overthink everything. I overthink everything. It has to be perfect. That's why I always draw in pencil. But I've heard that maybe if I, what's it called? If I start drawing in pen, and just like get rid of that fear of making mistakes. Mistakes are supposed to happen. You're supposed to learn from it. So that way, the next stroke you make, the next mark you make will be perfect instead of just undoing it and getting it good. It's like, no, do it, then keep it there as a reference point to be like, okay, that was bad. Here's what I should do next time. So I'll maybe start trying that out, hopefully. But yeah. On a shrubbery. I am just going to Discord while I do my thing. Anyway, any questions? I don't think there are. So let's end here. If there's anything else, I just like join the Discord. The Discord's really cool. The Discord is really cool. You guys should definitely join. And there's a lot of cool content about to come next year. December is going to be a big year for the Immersiverse. December is going to be a big month for the Immersiverse. 2026, hopefully going to be a big year. So I'm excited. It's me, the infamous guy. Hello, clueless political guy. How is your day going? Yeah, I'm just about to wrap up, so you just kind of joined at a really awkward time. It's going good. I'm glad to hear that. Dying. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to post all these documents. Am I alright? No, not really. I'm on the back end of a cold. So just like all the dry coughs. Thank you, clueless political guy. Thank you. That means a lot. Clueless political guy. Thank you for being here as the stream ends. I hope you have a good day. Do you have any questions? I don't know. I'm feeling in a somewhat giving mood. Ask a question. I don't know. Any question. What is this for? So here's what happened, right? I have all these projects for the Immersiverse that I'm like, there's no conceivable way I can get all this done. So what I'm doing is I was going through some like the basic details, and now I'm gonna drop like all my Google Docs, all my notes, all my files on these projects, and I'm gonna be like, here's all my notes and stuff. If you guys want to do it, go for it. If you guys want to just take like some elements of it and use it in your own series, sure, go for it. It's just like, yeah, it's kind of like a Twitter file dump. Not really, but yeah, basically what the idea is there. Alright. Last time we used Scratch. That's good. That is good. Definitely get away from there. Don't be burdened. Don't be shackled like some of us fools are. Go on anywhere else. Go DeviantArt if you have to. Whoa, what was this? Should consider other sites. I have a Newgrounds. I have this. I have this YouTube. I don't know where else to go. I'll find someplace, I'm sure. Kick. Could you see some of my art? I mean, sure. Let me try pull up some recent ones. It might take me a little bit. I apologize in advance. Is that? We'll grab that. What else do we have? I can show you part of a thing I animated if you want. It's 2 still images. When's the last time I did digital art? Man, it's been a while, hasn't it? Set save to downloads. Thank you. Just destroy that really fast. We'll go light with it. So that's Cinnamoroll. He's trapped in an In-N-Out cup. What else? And this is Hyena. This is an Immersiverse character. She's from the Immersiverse D&D series. Like, we play D&D, and then we just kind of put it on YouTube. Put the sessions on YouTube. I think some people have considered, like, animating it, but I am not too sure. Let me grab something else. Let's put Cinnamoroll back on screen for you. There you go. Just look at that. You play D&D? That is good. What campaigns do you play? You do like the classic fantasy, or do you do like another one? Like a sci-fi one, or? Wow, I just said roll a lot. There's a burger. World build like a modern fantasy kind of world for it beforehand. Interesting. That's cool. Borger. And we got Freerin because I am a hack who has no original ideas, so I just follow trends. That's a spoiler for another series. Elves and orcs, but in modern era. Interesting. That's cool. Airdrop that. Yeah, accept. Save the downloads. Dying. Open you. Hold up. Let's close this. That's the funny one. That's the less funny one. This is Borger. I've been trying to do more paper drawing, I think. Not that, I've already shown that. Yeah, that's Borger. That is Borger. 5 to 12, let's just destroy that. That is Borger. And then, that is Freerin. Oh yeah, just like ignore all the writing there. This is job stuff. I'm sorry, it's supposed to censor a word because it scares people now, right? Thank you, thank you. Are you in the Discord? You can send your art. Join the Immersiverse Discord server. We need people, and I think the server owner said we'd get, I don't know, some kind of reward. Maybe early access to some future productions. Oh man, you should join. Let me know if you want a link. Let me pull up the animation bit I did. Send you the link. Okay, I trust you, clueless political guy. Please do not make me look bad. Please do not raid the server. That would reflect very poorly on me. Thank you, clueless political guy. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna join, and then you're gonna verify and hashtag rules. That's gonna give you access to more channels and stuff, I think. Let me grab the thing. I see. No problem, man. No problem. No, we don't want that. We want this one. We want this one. Yep. H. This. Oh, wait a sec. It's Coop 237, right? Hey, welcome. Alright, I've pulled one other thing up if you're okay with watching that. Alright, so this is for our most recent project, Scratch's Elites, episode 3. Well, this is like yeah, I did not make the background. That was it Hydro, or it might have been Beats? I'm not too sure. But I did some of the animation work. Like, I'll let you know which bits were mine, and then which bits were someone else. So hopefully, let's get my Mac OS screen capture, turn this off, and then I turn this on. There we go. Hopefully that works. So this bit here is me, and then
Just us again. But you never let go, either. Trapped in past mistakes. At least I learned from them. If only you could see that you and I are more alike than you think. I am nothing like you. We have the same goal, forming the elite. You are killing Scratch. The unelite are killing Scratch. The Scourge Protocol is active. It's over, Nemesis 10-0. Time of heroes is over. Now, the time of elites. What did you do? I simply reversed the Scourge Protocol. Now I'm the only user with admin codes.
So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that was on Scratch. It clutches up, well, technically Turbo Warp, which is just a superior version. Yeah, if you have the time, maybe you try binge through Scratch's Elites. Like, I think it has some of the higher quality animation on Scratch. Like, so like, I don't know, fight collabs are really good. But like, I think this is pretty up there. I think. Like some of the animation work the other people do, that's like really good. Definitely give them a shout out. Watch it when you were like 13. Yeah, how time flies, right? I think the episode came out in 2021. That would make you like 17. Oh man, time really flies, man. Nah. I'm dying, Coop. It's over for me. The young inherit the earth. I actually. Alright. Alright. Yeah. That's it, I think. I think that's it. That is it. For now. There is an infamous, like, intro that I'm working on. Because I have some of it. I want to I'm finishing up the whole outline. It's been like 5 years since I started the project, right? Back in 2020, 2021. And then like 5 years later, I finally have some, like I said, was saying earlier, I finally have some stuff that I think like, oh, this is it. This is pretty good. I think this is pretty good. So hopefully next month I'll have like a opening intro. I have the song picked out, and I'm just like getting all the specific story beats down so I can figure out how to incorporate it. A really crappy thing. Well, you made it. I'm pretty sure you were in the finalists, so good job. Alright. On that note, I am going to take off now. Thank you. Again, thank you very much for signing on, even at the back end. I had fun. Showcasing some of my stuff. And thank you for, what's it called? Seeing around. Yeah, definitely drop some of your own stuff in Project Showcase, Art Showcase. Definitely, I'm excited to see it. Alright. You have a great day, Coop. I'll see you around.